Everybody, it's Patrick from the pitch deck. We are in our third and final round for the armory that we had on the 8th. And we are against another Phi. We're currently 2-0 as we had a bye and we won against our last match. So he's starting it off with a mounting anger. And typically that and Rising Resentment is when I want to, the cards I would like to block the most.
And it'd just be like a 0 cost that would have the banish?
Yeah, okay, so it has to be chain link less than.
So let's do these right now. Double block.
Okay.
Actually, let's just do that. Take one.
I double block and then I take it back just to get 1 damage and the trigger's fine. I don't care too much more about the on hit for this one rather than Rising Resentment. Rising Resentment's the one that is worrying the most because it gets around the tax for Frostbite. I can still leak in some damage on turn 1, depending on your hand setup.
Pitch that to 5.
Yeah, that's fine.
Then I'll go ahead and play Phoenix Form for 4. No go again.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta take the 2.
I take the 4 because I think it's an amulet plus CNC. So I can't block it. I don't want to keep the CNC.
Yep, whenever it does damage. We'll start this off. Just place that for now. Amulet of Ice. Definitely too slow. So
If it's a free amulet, I will just put it down for my turn if I'm able to put it down on my turn. So we toss the Frost Hex because with Phi you don't want to put Frost Hex onto the field. It's just way too slow. If it's a free Frost Hex, meaning you really didn't take any damage, or if it's first turn, then that's fine. But it's not as impactful as what you can do, but typically first round it only has a few choices that disruption doesn't really prevent because they just draw back up.
Black 3, take 3. Grave.
He takes 3 and loses it. I want to say this is an Insidious Chill.
Go 3, go again. And the chain link would have to be 0 or less.
correct. I'll save this for now. I can't block with the amulet, so we'll just say that.
Go ahead and do this because, like I said before, Insidious Chill is a little expensive, that and Hex, but I can't do anything with the amulet, and you don't get Arcane from Phi anyways. Might as well just give him the Frostbite.
Block 3.
Okay.
And like I said before, that banish on hit gets around the Frostbite that you put on.
We'll personal this one. And that will.
I've got nothing on your turn. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that's fine.
My bad. I always forget about that.
You're fine. That you got the 4 with again, too slow. Insidious Chill for the Cornet Peak.
So I got to pay 3.
Pay 1. I'm paying 3. You discard or pay 1.
So here I'm pitching the Chill to the Cornet Peak. Gives me a good bit of damage.
And then,
I mentioned before that it's a 3 cost and it really doesn't do much against aggro, but I didn't have much choice sending the other chill out because I don't think I have a better option at the time. And I'm not getting the most pressure from him, so a little bit of setup doesn't hurt. And it helps me out this game.
3, go again.
give you 2. Let's do.
I know, right? Imagine that.
Let me see if I want to keep that on top or not.
I know. It's just funny when it happens. You're like,
You could make a point and argue that Fate Foreseen could have gone first than the Arctic Incarceration. But the thing is, you have to do the Fate Foreseen, the trigger, and then it goes back to him. You can't
We'll keep it on top.
do that all in one turn, if I'm not mistaken. Because you could say if the information from Fate Foreseen gives you a little bit of, may change your decision and not play the 2 Frostbites towards him if you see something different top of your deck.
Pay 2. Go down to 1.
I believe this is Lava Vein Loyalty. Typically straight damage.
Yeah, they all have Ash. They all have Phantasm, so I just, if you don't mind, I just like...
I'll take 3.
Okay. Then I'll use my sash to gain 1 resource.
Go to 2.
Yep. And then from Arsenal, play Race Face.
A bit of an ouch play. As I think I have only 2 cards. I block for 2 and then 1 for 3. Or at least maybe all of them block for 2. Oh, I have this one and I just net 1. Or net lose 1.
So that'd be 26 then?
Yeah, I had 28 because
Yeah, okay,
I was
okay.
lower life. I gained 1, so I'm netting 1 or netting lose 1.
Yep,
so.
yep.
That's why Oasis Respite is so good.
3 for my turn.
If you're down in life, it just prevents 5 instead of 4 for 1 instant speed.
Alright. Oh, you just drew up, you said?
Yeah, I'm gonna just tunic and drew up. Yeah.
no reaction. We'll take 3.
Choices. We'll go 3, go again.
I'm gonna respond to it.
Nope, no reaction.
Cold snap. Tunic will drop.
I use Tunic because I want to make sure that I have enough defensive play here. I think I draw into a red Permafrost. Which is perfect because I have a chill on board, an amulet if need be.
I'm trying to think about what I'm gonna do in my turn.
Oh, no worries.
And you don't have to pay, yes, right? Because you have no arsenal. We'll say this. Ching this. Sorry, I was trying to get everything right.
No worries.
So this will be Sigil Permafrost, and it'll be City's Chill coming in for you. First was going to be this on the stack, so this will be 2. Or discard. Or pay 2 or discard, basically.
I guess if that's the case. Pay 2.
Discard that card.
Waning Moon for 3. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to
Oh, you're good. And then I lose a card if it hits.
You didn't bring any
No.
This is
Arcane Barrier?
3 frostbites.
Oh, okay.
Since you don't have any arcane, but you can have things to prevent it. So.
I take 3.
All right, you take 3. Yeah, you can fix it. Yeah. All right. That's it for me for that. All right, your turn.
Choices.
The tax here was pretty much a brick wall for him, and it stops his turn dead in his tracks.
We're gonna play the most gamers play.
So if I'm doing this right, I'll go to end phase, so those go away.
Yes, if you go to end phase, yes.
All right, I'll do that.
All right. I have nothing, so your end phase is okay.
There you go. Ideal gamer mode.
And then you can arsenal whatever.
Sure you don't want to watch?
I'm just
It'd be nice. I'll walk up so much that, like, if it already has.
yeah. Well,
All right.
contemplating if I was gonna pay to 5.
Yeah, that's fine.
He was wondering if he could do it into 5, which would have been 5 resources.
Tunic.
Probably not worth it.
And then this will also trigger. So this will be first.
Well, I guess what they were telling me was that, even when they fantastic.
Where are we looking?
So this will be 5 arcane. Any arcane on hit will be the discard, and then the same effect here, but this one goes first before the damage.
All right, so yeah, I take the damage because
All right. Yeah. Did you want to pay into this by chance?
yes, that's what 2.
That is 2, and this is also 2. So it's either discard or 2. So you have 1 left over.
Yeah.
For 1 resource here, and
And I'd have to do it again.
Correct. 1 more time. Yeah.
so if it says draconic, you should know this, right? Was it, sorry? So if it says draconic,
yeah,
means
I guess
that's
I do.
just draconic cards. For any 4 color.
All right. That's fine.
They don't have to be like.
All right. Well, arsenal and pass back to you.
Well, so they have to be attacked.
They have to be attacked.
Because regular actions result.
I didn't want to pop Amulet at this turn because I believe he had still 2 floating, which is just a waste of the amulet.
That's just an action. That basically resolves right away, and then when you play an attack,
Red
then
rise from the ashes.
so
Rise from
you
the
have to
ashes.
keep the attack actions.
That. And I'm going to.
No, but I mean for like, if the card just says.
Do I want to pay that?
Then that means it has to be 4.
Correct. Real quick.
Correct. Yes. Well, weapons.
I'm gonna play.
I believe I pitched the CNC to this.
An attack and it's a draconic attack.
Into it this way, so 2 damage plus a frostbite.
Okay. I'll grab my Phoenix.
Yeah, go ahead.
The card.
What if you get the marriage card that you've been wanting?
We're gonna start with Rise.
Really want to do that.
Get that Phoenix flame up in there.
But it got. Yeah, okay. But it does, yeah. I just wanna make sure. Alright, and then 1. And then 1? Yeah, 1.
You want to learn how to
Use the 1 resource.
Why not? Pay the 1.
So 7.
Come in for 7.
So he's doing this for 7 damage,
Taking it.
and I just straight up take it.
Yeah, that's my turn.
I believe this is because I have another red ether ice vein in my hand that I could fuse and arsenal another blue.
I sided in MI just.
7 damage to my 5.
And then I'll play.
Same thing
And then I keep the Channel Lake, so I know that's just gonna be a no-brainer to take the damage.
For 5, so you have to take the 5, but this comes first.
Pay 2 or lose a card.
Correct.
I will opt to not pay, and I'll lose this card.
Alright. And then this has
So that's one discard.
I'll opt to not pay, and I'll lose this card.
Alright. Pop Amulet of Ice.
And then I pop Amulet. It's the best play. He wants to use resource on his turn, which this will now eat up his resources.
We'll pay it this time.
Alright, that's fine.
7 damage from the previous turn without really an on-hit effect for what I just did was a fair trade.
Well, yeah, we'll come in 3 go again.
I don't mind the banish trigger because he doesn't have anything in his hand to banish, so I'll just take one. Leave the chill in the graveyard. And I love CNC and Erase Face in the form of tempo / pressure when it comes to Fi. You don't technically need everything that's Ice or Arcane or Disruption to cause the tempo. Once you have the tempo because of your Ice, you can just use these cards in the form of attacking because of the fact that they don't have much in the way of blocking. I don't play too much Fi. I only played them a little bit during the sealed, and that's a different thing. But for CC, if I had a choice, I would probably say the mask goes away and Skullcap, at the very least, comes in versus Iyslander.
I just take 6.
He just takes the 6 and loses the card.
Alright, go ahead.
The pull rates, I feel like, for us so far, yeah, but I can't really say. I think so. Way better than goddamn
It was the fused Channel Lake Frigid. Oh wait, hang on. No, the Channel Lake Frigid might be in the arsenal, but I think it wasn't for use from last time, so I believe this is Channel Lake Frigid in arsenal. Which from what we saw from last round is really detrimental to Fi. Even though that he's doing this without Go Again, I know he has Snappies. So I'm deploying the Channel Lake Frigid because it costs 2 to give it Go Again.
We're gonna do pay for scene, taking 1, and then I'm going to keep this on top. And then, actually, should I? You want to do anything before these resolve?
Yeah, I might.
Okay. Because you can do instances as well.
Yeah.
And then I forgot that he could respond if he wanted to. Because the Fi activation would cost 4.
No, I'm good.
No, okay, no. All right, so we'll do this and take 1. I keep the 1 on top. Taking 1, 18.
And then, arsenal.
Oh, you're gonna move to intern?
Yes.
These 2. We'll manually move for 3. For these 2 resources.
Yeah, you can have 3, like, because you can have 3 up in
So it's 1, 2.
This will just be 3 damage. Yeah.
Yeah, I take 3.
I will get.
Alright, that's it. You can arsenal from there.
Yep. I'll go
I just do the old cornet peak to keep the channel lake around. I use Oasis Respite in my deck, but I really haven't taken a look at Phi decks, or at least Phi meta decks. But if I were to build mine, I would at least have it in the sideboard, if not the main, because into Iyslander it's really detrimental for the big attacks, which generally is just the red ether ice veins. You can only bring one AB and use the Oasis Respites for those and clear it out and then prevent disruption.
Not yet.
Oh, you know what? Why not?
We'll do stories. Yeah, we'll just say this real quick. And then paint to the blizzard. So this will be frostbite, and I'll draw a card off of it. And then, do you want to pay 1 resource to freeze your arsenal?
We'll start with
No.
Okay. So it is frozen for the turn, and then this may proceed.
The way it works is he plays one at the ops, and he plays another one. He can't play at the same time. Yes.
I believe this is where he messes up.
Well, you have to be able to play it one at a time. You have to play one.
This is a rough matchup. Okay with that.
It'll be for 2 because it's frostbite plus this.
Oh.
So you want to pay 1 more or take it back?
You just can't, the thing you can't do without purpose pitch.
breaking point.
No,
So that's just 5.
Yes.
Well,
He can maintain
four.
He can maintain
Okay,
priority.
that's fine.
My bad. I thought there was just one.
All good.
I don't know Iyslander as well.
And even once he passes priority back to you.
Oh wow, I messed
Yeah,
up.
like now you're an attacker.
You thought you had one in there?
Yeah. Well, that's my turn.
Okay. Well, we'll use the 2 floating and waning moon you for 3.
Yeah. I don't know why I thought I had one in there.
It'd be nice if you just like horizontal maybe, and that'll be like.
And sometimes you don't check your graveyard,
Against the rules from what
and some Phis do it horizontal like that, where they can see if it's in their graveyard or not. But he just messed up, and that costed him his stubby hammers.
Raise face.
This is extremely detrimental if race face with Channel Lake on the board, which it will go away for next turn, but if you have it on your turn, fill up, it still affects it somewhat, but a race face with Channel Lake in any situation is pretty bad for them.
I mean, you can if you want. Oh, okay. Okay. I know it says what's an attack action? Yeah, like.
Never gonna get this off. So.
Yeah, he's using mask.
Yeah.
I have the effect.
And he thought it was CNC,
No.
and I corrected him.
That's not CNC. So it's just basically your.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you want to redo block another one?
No,
if you-
no,
Okay,
that's fine.
just keep the 2. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
The art, the
Because
colors.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine.
On,
Pass it back to you. This goes away.
so. Okay, no, that's fine.
Cards and then. Class.
And I believe the Arsenal card is Channel Lake as well. With back-to-back Channel Lakes.
So my turn again.
Correct.
Not as crazy as last game where it was 3 of them back-to-back-to-back.
Go 0. Go again.
Channel Lake from.
304 on those traded. And store credit, I'll take it. Alright, mask, tunic, and a bucket.
Oh yeah, that's fine. For 0 is fine.
And so,
Brand with Cinder Flame.
alright, 3 go.
Pay the 1. Then come in for 4. Go again.
Oasis Respite. I don't get the health triggers, so the remaining resource I'll Oasis.
And then
Oasis respite.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay, that's fine.
So that are more proud that you didn't bullshit them. Nothing but
I'm drawing and passing back to you. Yeah, if you want to organize, you can.
We're gonna
Just,
Mountain Blade
checking.
from Arsenal. So it'll be 4 Gordon.
Chloe fucking destroyed me the first match we were against each other.
Go 3
It was
go
like
again.
32 to 0 at the end. She popped
And this is just for the game. It'll be 3 damage, even though
This will be this.
it's lethal.
Damage from Arsenal.
I still want to make sure that I get cards out of his hand.
Okay.
Doesn't hurt to Ice
I'm
Fuse.
going to Amulet of Ice in response.
And doesn't hurt to
Or discard.
So that comes
pop the amulet.
attack for 2+1 and +1.
I guess I.
The right one card that
Yeah.
costs
Yeah.
1 or less.
So
And then it gets
take
plus
two.
Storm Striders.
everything. Yes. Like all that free like baby attacks. I'm gonna kill that.
2 damage.
I take 2.
3 damage.
Yeah, that's game. That is a rough matchup.
Thanks for watching, guys.